rhyme that occurs within the line. So what I'm going to do is go here. Oh, Raleigh. Pull up the poem. Now, check this out. I want y'all to look at line 1. Look at line 1 of y'all's poem. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Do we have internal rhyme there? What do we have? Dreary and weary. Notate them. I'm circling mine. You can do whatever you want to notate it. You can draw an arrow connecting it, a little man dancing, I don't care. So you know, highlight it. Yeah, that's a good idea. So line 1, we've got internal rhyme. Look at line 2. Over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Do we have anything there?
No.
Look at 3. While I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. Napping and tapping. Uh-oh. Now it's really starting to get hype. Look at 4. As if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. We do not have rhyme, but I do want y'all to notice that it does repeat the word rapping. 5. Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Anything there? Only this and nothing more. Stanza 2. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December. Remember December. Very good. Line 2. What do we have? Nothing. Line 3. Morrow and borrow. 4. Well, it repeats the word sorrow, but just kind of like the other 4 repeats rapping. So remember that. 5. What do we have? Nothing. 6. Look at 7. Look at stanza 3, line 1. And the silken satin, certain rustling of each purple curtain. What do we have? Uncertain and curtain. Look at line 2 of stanza 3. We have thrilled me, filled me, don't we? That's unusual because stanza 1 and stanza 2, they didn't have that. This one has that in the second line. Kind of unusual. Now let's go back to stanza 3, line 3. What do we have? Beating, repeating. Very good. Now, look at stanza line 4. Do we have anything? No, we don't. 5, 6. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mr. Richmond, I've noticed that lines 1 and 3 of each stanza, they all have internal rhyme. And you're saying, Mr. Richmond, I wonder if the rest of the poem is like that. Well, we need to analyze it, don't we? Yes, we do.
Who said we don't?
She did. She's a troublemaker. All right, we're not going to look at every line. We're just going to look at lines 1 and 3 for the rest of the stanzas. Stanza 4, line 1. Do we have it? Stronger, longer. Line 3. Napping, rapping. Stanza 5. Peering, fearing, and then? Unbroken token. Stanza 6. And then? Yes, there is. She said there's nothing. This one you got to look. Listen. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. No. That is in lattice. It's the same. What he had to do, he used 2 words. That is, see that? And then lattice. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. See how that works? Pretty smart. All right? Let's keep going. Now we're getting hype. All right? You people are going to learn how to write poems up in this room. Right, Micaiah? What do we have in stanza, stanza 7? What do we have? And then? Made he, stayed he. Stanza 8. Beguiling, smiling, and then? Shaven and craven. 9. Ungainly, plainly, and then? Agreeing, being. Golly gee boppers. We got to keep going. This is good. People watching this video is going to go viral. Don't you think, Addison? It's going to be on TikTok. Look at stanza 10. Elissa, what do we have? Lonely only. And then? Uttered flutter. Stanza 11. Broken spoken. And then?
Master disaster.
Master disaster. And then?
Beguiling
Beguiling smiling. And then?
Sinking winking.
Sinking winking. Man, it's like it's all throughout the poem. Next stanza, what do we have?
Guessing expressing.
Guessing expressing. And then?
Divining.
Divining reclining. All right. All righty. Now let's get here. What stanza is this one where it says, then me thought?
14.
14? Cool. All right, denser and censor. And then?
Lengthy sensing.
Lent thee, sent thee. Very good. And then?
Thing.
Evil and devil, those things don't rhyme. Oh no. So this one doesn't have one. Look at the third line. What do we have? Undaunted, enchanted. Do those rhyme?
No.
Those do not rhyme. Uh-oh. Let's go to the next stanza. Evil and devil again. No rhyme. Go to the line 3. What do we have?
Laden Aiden.
We're back to the rhyme. Laden, Aiden. Go to the next stanza. Be that word our sign of parting. What do we have there? Parting, upstarting, and then?
Token spoken.
Token spoken. We've got one more stanza. We're just gonna actually read it. I'm not gonna move it because I want to show you some of these. So let's go to stanza 18. What do we have? Flitting, sitting, and then? Seeming, dreaming. So, except for stanzas 15, I'm going to put numbers 15 and 16 by them, okay? Stanzas 15 and 16. Except for those stanzas, we have rhyme throughout the entire poem. In lines 1 and 3, we have internal rhyme throughout the entire poem. Can somebody give me an idea? I don't care if your idea is correct or not, just an idea. Because even if it's something I haven't thought of, you could certainly teach me something. You might notice, oh, Mr. Richmond. So could somebody tell me perhaps why these don't rhyme? He made every other, this ain't like it's a small poem. This is an 18 stanza poem with 6 lines per stanza. And they're long lines. Y'all notice how long some of these lines are? These are long lines in these poems. Why did these 2, 1, 3, and 1, why are there no rhymes there? Yes, Brianne. What, honey? To give emotion. There's no rhyme to give emotion. You might be right. You have to explain that. I've got to have more information. Could you give me more information? I think you're right. I think that's right. Here is when he's getting angry because he had said, "Did you bring me Nepenthe so that I'll forget about her?" And what did the bird say? No, right? And then he said, Did you bring me balm in Gilead to heal my heart? And what did the bird say? No. And then he said, well, am I at least going to be with her in heaven one day? And what did he say? Yeah, nevermore, which means no. I think, please quit doing that. What?
He used the same line prophet said, I think of evil, put it down at the bottom.
Prophet said, I think of evil. Prophet still a bird or devil? Yeah. How he's repeating himself? I think he did this. I'm not sure. It could be 2 things. Thing number 1, easy guess would be, no. Easy guess would be he couldn't think of a word to rhyme. But I actually think that Edgar Allan Poe was too brilliant to have not been able to think of something that could rhyme. I just don't think that's right. Okay, that's the easy, lazy. Well, we couldn't think of anything. I think it's actually what she said. This is just my guess. I'm not Edgar Allan Poe. I do not know. I think he just was trying to show the frustration because of anger. You know how sometimes you get mad, you say something you don't mean? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you think a thought that's completely like inappropriate, like I just would say die. And they're like, oh, a little much, right? So I think that he's just so upset that he's letting us know that his narrator is so frustrated that he can't even think straight anymore to keep this pattern going. This is my guess. That seems to be Brianna's guess as well. It's just a guess. I don't know if I'm right, but it does make sense. But I'm willing to listen to any other ideas because I'm always willing to learn. Anybody else got an idea? No one? Abigail? Okay. All right, now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mr. Richmond, let's go back to the beginning and do some more analysis. No problem. Everybody go back to the first stanza. I know y'all are liking this. Abigail said she went home and talked to her parents about this poem. Check this out. This is cool. For real. I want everybody to look at line 3 of stanza 1. So stanza 1. I'm going to go ahead and number real quick. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze 4 in there. Look at line 3. We circled napping. Remember we had napping and remember tapping? You remember that? Mm-hmm. Look immediately beneath napping.
Right.
Boom. Circle. Look at line 2. Stanza 2. Line 3. What's the middle word you circled? Morrow. What's beneath it? Sorrow. Look at stanza 3. You circled beating. What's beneath it? Entreating. Look at stanza 4. You circled napping. What's beneath it? Tapping. I'm not going to write any more of these on the board, but we are going to go over them. Look at stanza 5. Unbroken? Spoken. Stanza 6. That is? That word is not threat. What is it? That is, thereat is. That is, thereat is. Stanza 7. Made he? Lady. Very good. Stanza 8. Shaven? Raven. Stanza 9. Agreeing? Turn it over. Stanza 10. Uttered? 11. Unhappy? Wait, that's wrong. Excuse me. Master? Faster. Very good. 12. Sinking? 13. Divining? 14. Lengthy? Nepenthe. Remember the stuff that makes you forget? 15. Undaunted? Haunted. Very good. 16. Laden? Very good. 17. Token? Very good. 18. Seeming? Streaming. Guys, do you think he did this on purpose? Do you think it was easy? No. I want y'all to think about this. This dude wrote an 18 stanza poem that had exactly 6 lines per stanza. He never had one that had 5. He never had one that had 7. Exactly 6. Lines 2, 4, 5, and 6 were a B throughout the entire 18 stanzas. Lines 1 and 3 had internal rhyme within a line throughout the entire poem, except where he was trying to show frustration with his narrator. And then the middle of line 3 rhymed with the middle of line 4 throughout the entirety of the poem. All while telling a pretty cool story about this guy whose woman died and who was unhappy. Meanwhile, a bird shows up that can talk and tells him, guess what, pal? You're never going to forget your girlfriend. You're never going to quit hurting. You're not even going to see her in heaven one day, and you're never going to be happy again. The end. If you think about it, it is a pretty brilliant poem. Follow what I'm saying?
It sounds brilliant.
It is brilliant. Now, is it a better poem than you thought it was? Better be. Now, I know what you're thinking. Give me more, Mr. Richmond. We got to analyze alliteration now. Stanza 1. These kids are loving it. Y'all turn around and say hey to Mr. Richmond's YouTube channel. We're not leaving. What are you going to say? You're trapped now. All right. So, repetition of initial consonant sounds. That's alliteration. I'm going to help y'all out. Look at line 1. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. We have alliteration. While I pondered, weak and weary. Look. While, weak, weary. Remember that? Alliteration. Look at line 2. We have more alliteration. What is it? Not as easy to see because there's different letters this time. Yes, thank you, Shelby. Quaint, Curious. They have the same sound. Quaint and curious. See that? Remember that? You better make a mark. Well, hold up. Wait. Hold up. Smell that?
No.
Smells like a test question.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
Y'all better be paying attention.
Oh.
You thought that somebody wasn't wearing deodorant or something? Micaiah's like, no, Micaiah, you're good, baby. Look at line 3. What do we have for alliteration? Not in nearly napping. This is exciting, isn't it? Look at line 4. What do we have?
Rapping.
Well, he repeats the same word. That's kind of weak. Look at 5. No. 6. No. Go to stanza 2. What do we have? I don't see any in 2. Stanza 2, line 2. What do we have? And each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon. I don't see any there. Stanza 2, line 3. What do we have? Nothing. Line 4. Surcease of sorrow. By the way, the word surcease has that so it's got alliteration within the word. It's super exciting. Look at stanza 2, line 5. What do we have? Rare, radiant. Whoever said that, thank you. 6, line 6. Nothing. Stanza 3. What do we have? Line 1. Silken, sad. Keep going. Silken, sad, uncertain. Silken, sad, uncertain. All right. Line 2.
Build fantastic felt.
Build fantastic felt. 3. What do we have? Yeah, we have still and stood. They're super duper separated. You know, the farther apart the words are, the weaker the alliteration is. So that, even though its alliteration is pretty weak, it's not like up here we've got not and nearly napping. You know what I'm saying? Right in a row. Look at line 4. What do we have?
Entreating entrance.
Entreating entrance is not assonant. Those are vowels. We're looking for consonants. We'll come back to that in a minute. Look at 5. What do we have? I don't see any. 6. I don't see any. Let's go back to what he said. He was looking at entreating entrance a minute ago. Everybody look at this line right here. Stanza 3, line 4. 'Tis some visitor entreating entrance. We have a repetition of vowel sounds. What is that called? Assonance. Repetition of vowel sounds. So he just showed us. Assonance is like alliteration for vowels. Okay? Only catch is it doesn't have to be at the beginning like alliteration. Alright? Okay. So, aside from everything else I showed you, he now has alliteration and assonance all in his poem. You think it was by accident? This is what a good poem looks like. It's not what your boyfriend writes you that says something like, "You are my finest example of love. You were sent from heaven above." That's crapola. Your boyfriend can't write. He's terrible. This guy can write. Okay? Get your boyfriend to write you a story about this with these intricate rhyme schemes. That's real stuff. Questions, comments, expostulations regarding this material? Okay. Then we're done.